Greetings, people of the internet. It is Tuesday here on Transfused with Mr. Tuesday, myself, Parker. So, this week, our topic is trans representation in the media and in film. Now, there are not a whole lot of actively out there trans actors as far as I'm aware. And while there are a lot of us that aren't quite out there in regards to actually having landed big roles, there are still plenty of us who, could do these parts. And no, I'm not saying that there haven't been instances where cis actors don't do a role justice, but I am saying that it's easier to take from the perspective of somebody who's already gone through the things that potentially the character being portrayed that they're going through in whatever they are doing. I personally found Hilary Swank did absolutely incredible in Boys Don't Cry, but that's not the point. My point here is this. Now, a couple years ago, before I finally decided that it was time to entertain the thought of coming out, I was a frequent watcher of a show called Degrassi. And at the time, they had introduced the character of Adam. Now, Adam was played by Jordan Todesy, who is a really great actress. She is. But she's not trans. Now, the character of Adam was a female-to-male transgender person. And watching that show, it helped me to, finally put words to feelings that I'd been going through for quite some time. And I liked it. I liked, the representation and it being out there. And, they even had an episode where Chaz Bono, and I know I might get flack for this, but again, I don't mind the guy. There was an episode where they had him guest appear on. And the problem is this. You get a cis female playing a role like this, and in the start, Adam was not on hormones. Adam was going through the transition and trying to get acceptance from his family, and it covers that, and it covers, issues with peers at school, all that. And in the last couple episodes that he was in, it was finally made, okay, yeah, the character of Adam is finally going to be starting hormone replacement therapy, and they killed off his character. Now, I haven't watched that show since I think the episode afterwards, which covered Adam's funeral. And I think the biggest thing that is an issue about it is not the fact that, they killed off probably one of my favorite characters on the show because of being able to identify with him, but it was how they killed him off. Because it was just a texting while driving thing. And you know what? Specifically with Degrassi, I'm pretty sure they've done it at least twice before with the whole, texting and driving. Yeah, you know what? Don't fucking do it because you can cause an accident or, end up in one yourself. I feel like, at least with that, it was a missed opportunity to have shown the potential dangers that come from living in a society where it's not 100% accepted. Besides that, if they had gotten into it, and I'm almost positive they could have found a young FTM trans actor who would have been able to have, one, done the role, done justice to the role, bring their own spin to it, and, make everything that much more believable. But on top of that, if they had not yet started hormone replacement therapy, you could have just written it in, and then any of the changes that are literally happening as the actor is going along is actually in time with how they are, transitioning and getting the hormone therapy that most of us tend to go for. Hell, they could have even done it in a form like I can't remember his last name, but he's another trans guy, and uh, Ryan Casada, I think. But he had top surgery, doesn't want to do the hormones or anything like that. Like, even if you want to do it that way, that's fine, whatever. But the amount of misrepresentation by automatically doing something like, hey, let's get a cis actress to play the role of this trans guy, and then kill him off. Why? It boggles my mind. If I can make a recommendation on a movie, it's on Netflix. There's one called Boy Meets Girl, and the I will give the people behind this movie a lot of credit. The guy who was in charge of like the writing and casting and everything for this movie specifically went out and like auditioned male to female transgender people because he wanted a real trans person in the lead role of Ricky, who is a male to female transgender woman. So, you know what? If we could have a little bit more of that in these situations, that'd be great. Because they've done it with a couple of shows already. Orange is the New Black. Laverne Cox, she's an actress, trans. She's out there. Transparent, I believe, has also had a couple of actors and actresses on who are trans, and I believe I just heard the other day that Modern Family also just had a young trans person on their show. So, you know what? We're getting there, but it needs a little bit better coverage in the media, and not just Caitlyn Jenner this or Caitlyn Jenner that. And I think that's probably the main part that's just mind-boggling. I have no words. But hey, you know what? It's Hollywood, and you know what? They're gonna run whatever business they want. If it's because somebody's name is up there, and generally speaking, like I'm the kind of person who will do that too. If I see a movie's got Robert Downey Jr. in it, or another actor or actress that I'm fond of, I'm probably gonna see it. Whereas if, I'm just not so much anymore. I'm more into watching the indie films and things like that, but I'm a little bit more hesitant in watching B-list or C-list movies. But hey, it's a matter of getting everything out there. So that's my input on the topic this week. Unfortunately, can't really come up with much else. So I'm gonna let you go because it's kind of late here, and I need to sleep because I work at 5 o'clock in the morning. So we will see y'all later, and peace out from Canada.